Greetings, guys. Apollo Creed here, voice of the common man. Hope you're all well. Big love to all my subscribers, likers, sharers and commenters. Yous are the real, spreading the word of the common man. So, this is a little one for you, Big Bri. Alright, baby. Okay, I wasn't going to do it, but you brought it on yourself, lad. Alright, mouthing off, pretending to be somebody you're not. Listen, blaming other people for stuff, calling them grasses, this, that and the other, your disgusting messages you send to people, the fear and anxiety that you put on your poor wife, Brian, where she had to leave you. Yeah, she had to leave you and she's been gone for the last couple of weeks. You've been doing no lives with her and just basically scaring her and trying to force her to go home for your own narrative. All right, you've got your crazy sister doing it for you now, videoing you talking about stuff 20 years ago because you're so fearful. You're talking about your past and trying to make people out that you're a big hard man because you're scared of what's coming for how you've been with people. But at the end of the day, Brian, we all know, just like your missus says and her mate, you're mental, you need help, and you shouldn't even be on YouTube, lad. You need help. All right, pulling knives out at your missus, stuff like that, shouting at her, making an anxiety unbelievable, her having to hide away. You're crazy, Brian. You're not a man of God, which we know, which is said on here. It's all pretend, Brian. It's all pretend. You just lock yourself in your bedroom, looking at your phone, like your good missus tells us, you know what I mean? Trying to get these people on, which you said she would never have had on, people like Donut Boy, Brittany May, people like that. But you thought it was okay to have them on, a man of God, but you weren't, were you? You're a fake, Brian. You're a grass, as we can see. And there's no court case going on for that other person either. It's finished with, Brian. And you're a grass, as you can see there. All your messages, everything. You're warped, all right. And Emma needs help. She's been domestically abused. After this, she'll try and come out and say, oh, no, I'm not, because Brian's going to scare her and try and get her to go home and make her live. But, yeah, that's the type of guy he is. A big fraud. A big liar who sits on lives pretending he believes in God. A big liar. And then he gets all these weirdos on his show and tries to get them to attack Apollo and say this and say that. It's pathetic, Brian. You're a no-mark. You're a liar. You're disgusting. You try to terrorise that other family and blame everything on them. Everything's tin foil, isn't it? Everything's tin foil. Well, it's not. All right, as we know. There's your proof. You're a joke, Brian. You're a hated man where you are and you lock yourself in your bedroom like your good missus told me. All right. Your good missus told me a lot more as well. So there you go. But I hope you're okay, Brian. You need to seek that mental help you need. This needs to come out from what your wife said. You've got mental problems, you need help, and you're messed up. And you're a domestic abuser, Brian. You mightn't have lashed it all over yet, but it's getting that way like you used to be with your ex. At the end of the day, Brian, that's just the way it is. So, there you go. You're a horrible individual. There's a lot more I can go in you on. I'm just leaving it this at the moment. But I'm warning you, Brian. I'm warning you. You big, disgusting blat. But there you go. Big excuse of a man. Hope you're all well. Get well soon.
He has got bad mental health issues at the moment. He has, and that's why Emma and him aren't living together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm telling you, like, because obviously Brian was used to doing things however he did things years ago. He didn't ever have a troll or whatever, or people, not to Jamie's extent, you know what I mean? Threatening to burn your house down and rape you and pretend to be your dead brother and stuff. So it was like he couldn't deal with it. So I said that, look, you don't need to respond, just keep being to church and all that now, because I have to come to church. And he said, all right, I'll leave it. So he went my way, and obviously it didn't work because it got worse. Thinking, well, it made him like a little bit more. It definitely made him worse anyway. Yeah. So, and it's been going on for that length of time now. So Brian's, because he was paralysed after that for ages, and he could only use one hand. He was in the bedroom and he started reading every comment, right, on YouTube, and it's consumed him now. Jamie's like, it's totally totally consumed him, and he's just like, because he can't do nothing about it. And we got pulled into the police station again 3 weeks after he got out of hospital for more malicious communication, but we got NFA'd on that. Just absolute insanity. So he's let it consume him, but he had mental health anyway, because obviously he can't take crack to that amount of years and not have mental health.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you can't do the things he was involved in without mental health. And he's
still thinks he's the man he used to be, 20 years ago, but he's not.
Get through him that's all gone now, do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I don't get with him. The only problem I've got with Brian is, like, I've seen him talk a lot of lies, and I've seen a lot of proof of his lies, and I don't get it. I believe that you yourself are into the church and stuff like that. I can see it. But it's almost like you've tried to better him. I understand that, but he sits there and the stuff he can't even accept stuff he's done in the past. I get it. Like the other night he was on a live and he just came, not the other night, a week ago or whatever, and it was just when he was asked about does he feel sorry for stuff he's done in the past, and then he turns around and talks about, oh well they were only drug dealers and I took it off them. Yeah, and you went along and sold it, Brian, as a drug dealer. Like, if you were more honest and more repentant, people would fucking believe you. But when you hear that and you know what he's done in the past, it makes people just think, well, I'm going to have to show you for what you are a little bit more. And God and all of this, he does not really believe in God. I know he doesn't, or he would not be still pretend. He's been dipped in the sea, he's done everything. He doesn't act like a man of God. Yeah.
And he understands it all as well.
Yeah.
Like, what Brian's doing, I think, is Brian's had them injuries since before the operation, so he couldn't really use that hand anyway.
Yeah.
So you think he's been holed up in that bedroom for ages, right, taking crack with the girl who he was with before, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And it's been like a mad relationship, whatever, and all them drugs and stuff don't sit well with your head afterwards. So
well, I wouldn't think so.
Just to sit in the bedroom, do you know what I mean? Like, watch TV in the bedroom. It was like, he can't get out of that.
Yeah.
He still lives like that in his bedroom.
So I'm trying to, like, tell him, like,
why though? Like,
you've got nothing to prove. Like, you've just get on with your life.
oh, he's got nothing to prove in that defence. I'm not going to lie. When he was younger than that, he was fucking a hard bloke, you know what I mean? But he channeled it into the wrong ways, and now he's just got to accept that. Like, that isn't him anymore. He's knocking on 60 years old.
Until he gets help for his mental health. Simple as that. He needs help, he does.
I think that because he's vulnerable at the moment, right, he feels vulnerable because he can't fight, right?
Yeah.
His hands are absolutely hammered. He can hardly stand up. His balance is all over. So when all these threats are coming, and Jamie's saying, oh, Richie Horse is going to beat you up, and Carvin's going to beat you up, this one's going to beat you up, that one's going to beat you up. So I think Brian is feeling vulnerable. He's told me he feels vulnerable in the situation he's in.
Yeah.
So I think he's still, this is why he's doing all them mad stories and that again, because he's trying to put back that Brian when he knows he isn't.
Yeah.
It's like weird.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe it is down to mental health and everything that's happened to him. But he needs to sort it out, the stuff I know, and when he's coming out. And I mean, befriending people and trying to give people like Brett May a platform when he's going around doing disgusting stuff. And the video I was posted up about Brett May is recent. It's not like he's come out of that. He's still doing this shit. You know what I mean?
So, Brett May got in touch with us, right? So, when Jessica called Brian out, Brian got out of hospital, right?
Yeah.
They'll put it on Brian's toes sort of thing. Brett May had messaged me, and I was trying to, like, eyeball another one coming forward, do you know what I mean? Because he was in, obviously, that state. So that Brett May messaged me, and he said, oh, look, he said, tell Brett May I'll fight him, because Brian's not in a fit state to.
Yeah.
So I never did no research on him or anything. I can even send you the screenshots I sent to him. Oh, so much, it was like, like a breath of, it was like a breath of...
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
Oh my word, he's a boxer, he said, and he can fight, and maybe it's going to take this away from Brian. Because I kept thinking all these people that were threatening to do stuff were going to do stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, it was
And
like...
she didn't know anything about him. I found out everything about him and sent it her, and she couldn't believe it once he'd been on. If she'd have told me you were coming on beforehand, I would have done the research for it.
No.
I did know it just happened.
So I asked Brian, I said, there's a lad here who wants to do a podcast for you, and he's a boxer. And I said, to be truthful, I said, when all that stuff was going on with Echo, he was one of the ones who messaged and said that he'd be there if any trouble or anything, right? So Brian said, oh, that's really nice, you can get him on. So, and then that led to his mate, then Devon, looking through our videos, I think, and then Darren G's already apologised to me for the things he said, do you know what I mean, and apologised to Brian, but we accepted that, and we don't wish Darren any ill or nothing, we just wished him all the best, and then next thing we had Brett's friend then calling Darren G out.
I get you.
I'm thinking, oh no, it's a nightmare because he apologised, and it was like, oh, everything's going crazy.
At the end of the day, Emma, I've got nothing against you. You know what I mean? The only thing I've had anything against is Brian. Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's not you, because I know, like, obviously he mightn't have hit you or anything like that, but like domestic abuse, I would class it as when it's not for violence, and it can cause people fucking anxiety and stuff. And I don't think a big powerful man that he is, or that he was, or I mean he's probably still a powerful man against a woman when he's better, those type of things I just can't abide, because my mother went through stuff with a bloke similar, and when I see it again it's just like, no. And I know there's bad things with mental health and stuff like that, I get it, but the amount of pony that he's talked, though, it's like someone's going to have to show you, Brian, that that's just how it feels, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I've got a big platform. If I put that video out, I'll probably get 20,000 views in a week. And he won't like it, and it'll make his mental health worse. But it's a fact of, does he deserve it or not?
Loads shit for as well, because she's his wife.
I don't want Emma having shit, really, you know what I mean, because she's a lady, but...
That's the reason I approached you.
I understand you've got to do what you've got, and I understand what you're saying, and I understand also between us, and I really trust you. I don't think you're going to be recording me.
No, I'm not like that, no.
but I understand, and the lies, like exaggerations and lies. And I was thinking, could it be the medication? I was like making all kinds of excuses, you know what I mean? And I think he's got to like really sort himself out. I think he'll end up breaking down to the point of because I was like saying to him, look, read up on it. You can't have a spinal fusion and laminectomy and stuff in your neck and all your vertebrae done. You can't get a knock to it, Brian, because it could kill you. And so he's like going against it, and he's tried to train harder. He's ended up back in hospital the other day through doing that. He's like done all the bottom back in. But I understand he does.
Do you know what it is, right? He's obviously, like you say, he's trying to put on a front again, like he was in the olden days, to keep people away from him, right? But at the end of the day, he brought all of that on himself by living the life he led. And this is what happens to these people when they get older, unfortunately. They get paranoid and they get worried.
And that if that was the case, but can I honestly tell you, we had no clue whatsoever, right? Until Jamie and his fake accounts. Honestly, it's absolute insanity.
Yeah, I know.
Believe it. I couldn't even begin to explain it. Yeah, Maria, what's it like?
I'm admin on there. I'm bloody deleting comments and blocking people all day long.
Oh, I can imagine things get dirty, don't they? I know.
Yeah, but it's like Jamie has like got an obsession with Brian.
And because of this book deal, really, because he wanted the book deal.
Well, Brian asked him for invoices, and they found out they weren't in company's house and all that. So Brian said, right, you're not doing the next book then.
What?
Obviously, he's done other books, so
yeah.
He did a live and said, look, if anyone doing any books with Wildcry Publishing, it doesn't exist.
Yeah. If I was going to put anything out, it would all be factual anyway. There'd be no bullshit in it, because I don't like being made to look incredible. Like, you know what I mean? I've got to be credible. But the thing what set him off for me as well was videos yous were doing together, you know, when yous were doing your lives. And the live would start and you could see the way he was speaking to you. And you could see, like, oh, you haven't done me hair, or whatever. Or it was just crazy. And I was like, you can see this is fucking some domestic abuse going on here. You could see it on the lives.
It's like, I was explaining, Maria.
Well, it's just verbal abuse, isn't it? It's not physical.
It's domestic, though. It's still domestic abuse, psychological shit. It's not good. You shouldn't be doing that as a man. I wouldn't do that to my bird, you know what I mean?
I know.
I wouldn't. I've got sisters, I've got daughters, I've got a mother, and I don't like men that do that, you know what I mean? I know the whole Decker thing's going on at the moment, but my thing with him is just to show about graping and nonsense, that's all, and I was going to be...
Any subject access?
Yeah, that's what he's told me. He's going to have all the right paperwork for me when I go and see him, but I haven't spoke to him for about...
His subject access will be on an email, so he can just forward it to you. It's not in paperwork. You get it via your email.
Wait, the one he said on paperwork's an advanced DBS he's getting or something.
But how can he get a DBS when he's not even working?
I don't know.
An employer has to get a DBS.
He said to me that he's gone around it away and he's definitely getting it, and it's something people won't expect. So
there was someone that got him one a few years ago called Kenny.
Yeah.
Who blagged it, basically saying he were working for him, but it won't have the stuff on it. So this Kenny does patios. So if he applied for a DBS for him as a patio worker, you know, doing patios, it's not going to be on there, his NFAs. You need the full subject access. Trust me, I know.
So the subject access is the only way you can get all the NFAs.
Yeah, a full subject access, that's what he needs. And he applied for it on the 5th of May, so it'll be due any time now, won't it? It only takes 28 days.
Well, see, that's what he said the other day. I'm waiting for paperwork still, so I don't know if it is that or not. Because we weren't speaking, it was just voice notes, so
yeah.
I don't know. But he's...
We haven't put it out there.
But just don't let him manipulate you, because once he knows someone's on his side, he will. Well, I know you won't let him, but he'll say to you, "Oh, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Oh, look, Dodgy Dave's talking about you, woman shit him and shit like that."
Well, I said to him the other day. I said to him the other day on the voice notes, because he was messaging me saying, "Look, Apollo, here's the screenshots of Tracy, that kid's 11-year-old's mother at the time, Amy's mother or something," and it was showing screenshots of his sister messaging her saying, "Look, did he rape your daughter? Did this happen and that?" And she's turning around saying, "No, he didn't," in black and white, and it's from her, you know what I mean? But I said to him, I can't do that, Decker. I said, I can't put that video up and start saying stuff like that, because it looks like I'm fucking supporting you, you know what I mean?
Not just that, how do you know that them messages was actually from Tracy?
Well, this is it.
A fake account could have been made.
This is it.
I keep telling you this in email and shit, don't you? You have to be really careful. If you do get that paperwork though, like, send it to me and I can verify whether it's real. I won't use it or anything. I'll send it anywhere. Do you know what I mean? But I've seen loads and DBS's a lot, so I'll know if it's real.
Yeah.
Right, so we haven't put anything out there because Danny's finished with all that anyway.
Yeah.
But I've had two of the people, one of the victims of the fire, got in touch with me and sent all the details.
Did I mention that to you? The fire 2013, I think I did, didn't I?
Was that when he set someone's house on fire or something?
Yeah,
his mum paid for it to be done.
No, not his mum, the
woman's mum, right, yeah, go on.
And they had a premature baby and that, and his own mother paid her for the $2,000, but she went and did it with him. Just luckily they were out that night, but she's in touch with me, but that kid went through loads of abuse with his mother, and there's, like, Decker was in and out the house, and I've got all that, but we haven't done nothing with it. And also a bloke who ran all the security in Cockerill was speaking to was it the desk sergeant, Maria? Were it desk sergeant at CID? I don't know, but he's given us info because he's retired. Do you know what I mean? So he's spoke to this ex-desk sergeant, and he's got all the info off him, but sent me it on voice notes, and that's what.
But without us even hearing the info we gathered already that he's definitely been arrested. Well, I know anyway, because I told you, didn't I? I've done my own service clothes law, but I'm not like the rest of the muppets that'll get arrested for it. I can't risk it anyway, can I? Because, you know, I'm a pedo hunter. I've got to be a reliable witness, and I...
Yeah. No, but it...
The ex-copper from Carlisle said that they were on him for three things, weren't they, Maria? One was spiking someone in a nightclub and something else. The other one was, what was it, Maria?
I can't remember.
was like 2 sexual assaults, but
Yeah.
nothing could be proven.
Yeah,
So,
I get you.
But yes, so that was what they basically said.
I get
Well,
it.
I sent you all the NFAs, didn't I? What he got, the
A list of
NFAs
them,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
Sarah's Law, yeah. And if you look at the convictions, not all of them,
Yeah.
but some of them go together. Like, you can tell he was harassing his victims. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And threatening them.
I see where you're coming from. The bottom line
know
is
what
though,
I'm saying?
we need
Yeah.
it's got that paperwork's got to be seen, hasn't it? That SAR, it's
Yeah.
got to be seen. To
You need that
otherwise, it's
subject
just
access, yeah.
the thing's correct what you're saying, but then it sort of like goes into a murky world when there's no proof fully. Do you get what I mean? And then when you've got all of these bagheads that are going on like Burker and that, they've made it totally worse.
I heard something the other day. He raped a 15-year-old and made her bleed and all that. I thought, how can you say that? It's not true.
Well, this is the problem, you see. Now, if there is stuff that's real, and I don't know if there is or not, because that's what I'm trying to find out fully. I know things don't look good, but when you're coming out with that, you're destroying cases that could be true.
I said that to myself, and
And that's just from his personal hate. It's his desperation. That's why it's like, no one's believed me enough. I'm going to say this now. You know what I mean? And you'll get pulled apart by people.
Steve Race's mum was terrible.
You are?
Even the things about Steve Race's mum was terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
that was horrible.
he loses credibility by doing things like that. And I don't get what his end game is, because
Yeah.
I don't. I really don't.
He was vile, for 18 months. He was sticking up for Decca, and he was fucking lethal, man, in the comments.
It's almost like
Imagine, can't you?
it's almost like Decker fucked him off and he got fucking angry. I don't know. I don't know. But there's probably some truth in some things, but we don't know till it's valid. But going back to Brian and stuff, if I did ever bring anything out, would it affect you, Emma? It wouldn't be about you, but if I put stuff out there where would it affect you or not? I don't know.
I just think, what do you think? Probably.
Like, I don't want him going off it with you and going rah rah rah, even though it's not your fault. He might if he's not quite there.
He accused her of giving you info,
Oh God.
I know, Emma. I'm not lying, am I?
No, and that was because of Shirley saying, what's the messages she sent? So you understand. It was like, Paulo's asking if you want £500 and all that, and he's saying that if you need to speak to him, and you can just keep it between yourselves and all that. So I tried to be upfront with Brian, and I said, look, she's doing mad things like saying he's offered money and stuff. I said, but the lad hasn't even been in touch.
No.
But at first he was like, because Shirley and Jamie were saying like, Emma's exposing him through direct with you. They were putting down, me and you were going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I just don't want to put a video out showing. That's why I've held off it for a while, because I've got all the stuff, but I haven't done it because I'm not about women getting in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, I've got sisters, like I say, and mothers and a bird and daughters, but I don't want to put something out there and then Brian start going off it. Eh?
I know you don't like Brian, but just imagine you're putting something out on him and then he goes and tops his cell. Do you know what I mean? Because he is at that stage, and that's why Emma's had to leave.
I didn't say nothing.
Sorry.
About that, but he has been saying it's like if he can't fight or he can't defend himself, he's useless and what's the point of living?
God, life's a lot about a lot more than that, Brian. God.
But he can't get anywhere to his head, because obviously, if you look at all the documentaries, he's always had mental health issues, hasn't he?
Yeah, I thought at one point when I used to watch him, I was like, oh, he's changed a bit. Like, he was quite funny on some of his stuff that he did, and like.
Yeah.
It's all this Jamie Boyle stuff that's sentimental.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely consumed with it, and it's Boyle. That's all he is reading every single comment. He won't let me turn him off or nothing. So I've got the YouTube account in Redcar at the minute, so I'm trying to like delete comments because I'll put keywords in, like whatever they're using that day.
Yeah.
Sending keywords.
Fuck. Well, yeah, I appreciate where you've come from.
But I understand that you might have to put something out and all that, but I'm just saying, like, just while because he's really, really low at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, David Ashton phone last night, barrister.
Yeah.
He said he was real low mood. So
Yeah.
I can just, well, you can see on the videos, I don't think he looks quite right, does he? I don't know, well.
No, he doesn't.
But I think if you just, I'll get Maria to give you an email.
Yeah.
And, you know, when he's out of the doom and gloom, it could be on, but maybe a few days.
You can email him yourself, you know, he don't bite.
Yeah.
He doesn't know to open an email.
Yeah.
He doesn't know to open an email. I have to do it all.
Fucking hell, they sound like big dogs. But, yeah, it's just... I don't know. Yeah, if something went out anyway, I just don't want nothing coming back on you, but I don't think it would anyway. The only problem I've got as well, okay, he was sat on that fucking Exposures TV, I think it was on Saturday night, and he was in the comments, I think, like dead late, and you know it's Brian when he's texting because he can't spell properly, so he was messaging and he was saying crazy stuff. He was going, me and Emma are together still, there's an expose coming out about Apollo on such and such a night, me and Emma are this, me and Emma are that, and I was just thinking, you lying fucking bastard, just tell the truth, Brian. Nobody gives a fuck. Are you so bothered about YouTube that badly? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it's all he's got. It's like it's his last tour.
He's obsessed with it, he is.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, he needs help. He needs help.
Chance, like, I don't know, try and get people, I don't know what he's doing. He's like, I don't know, but I thought, you don't need to try and get people like you do. It's like crazy.
He's...
in the process of doing that, he's doing all the mad old stories again and then going like into that mindset and stuff, and he's not capable of doing anything.
I know, that's unfortunate, I know. No, but I appreciate speaking to you anyway. I know where you're coming from, I do. So I'm not just some mental bastard, you know what I mean? I can see people's point of views.
Yeah, thank you. Because you are nice to speak to and you have been great. But
No.
what I'll do is I'll message Maria.
Yeah.
As soon as I contact all three sisters or something like that, because obviously if he's around people, he's not going to do anything mad.
Yeah.
But I've just, I'm not speaking to his sister because his sister's as mad as him.
Well, I've already heard that, yeah, I know.
She's
Just...
telling everyone loads of stories. Like, no!
Just look after yourself at the end of the day, Emma. I don't think you're a bad person. I do believe what you say, and all the badness comes from his side, and everyone can see that anyway, so you've got nothing to worry about.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Nice to speak to you. I'll let you go, though, but if you need me, just message me.
Oh, all right, then.
All right. Respect, ladies. Bye.
Mm.